Good blessed Friday afternoon, January the 31st, 2025. The time being 1:33 p.m. I'd like to greet all human beings all around the world. 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 All around the world with a universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. It doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor your religious beliefs may be. Doesn't matter whether you're the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you the proclaimed toughest to the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you're my family, friends, nor my proclaimed enemies. It doesn't matter whether you like me or anything that I say or do. That's your prerogative. You have a First Amendment to the United States Constitution. A freedom of press, a freedom to a speech, freedom to protest, freedom to gather, and freedom to associate. If you're a felon, you want to check with your local law enforcement officials to see whether or not you are legally able to do any of the above mentioned. If you are on probation or parole, you want to check with your probation or your parole officer and check and see, can you do any of the above mentioned? Because I don't want you to tell them RRR, Raymond Research and Recovery, told you it was okay that you can do it. But in another thing, you have to do this here in a peaceful manner. I want you all to pay close attention. On January the 25th, 2025, on Saturday, in the Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority projects, where I've been telling for the last 29 years, they are dangerous. There's no security there. There's no leadership. There's no individuals to protect those who may need help. A former black city council lady from the Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County City Hall City Council just this year resigned because of the fact that she was living in the projects and someone came into her back door and the police hadn't found out who did it and stole stuff out of her house. She had to move her and her kids to the next city. And a police officer that I'm going to mention in here by the name of Mark Higgins, also known as Pee Wee, guess what? Wrote the report. Officer Higgins wrote the report about a white individual, a felon, a violent felon that threatened me, said he had a contract on my head, and Higgins couldn't find him, didn't find him, and then didn't never send a police report to the prosecuting attorney. Higgins again, when Lester Gillespie, a so-called activist here, came and harassed me for 9 minutes, blocked me in with his truck like they did Ahmaud Arbery in Georgia. I showed him the video, sat down in the police department with him. Him and the chief of police wouldn't do nothing. But Mark Higgins is tied with this young girl that they claim the police department said, the Charleston, Missouri Police Department said, them along with the Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County Sheriff Department and the Missouri State Highway Patrol did investigation less than 72 hours. And they concluded that this young girl that was shot either in the face, they didn't even mention, in the face or in the head. They said it was self-inflicted, but guess what? Accidental. See, they want accidental, self-inflicted, or suicide so they can still help Lester Gillespie and the law enforcement officials in Southeast Missouri to get this money for this gun violence program that they done brought up here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County. And none of them can't stop none of it. But I want y'all to listen real close to this investigation now and make it make sense. I ain't gonna repeat it again, but just look at the times that I'm saying. Look at the events that happened before I came on the scene and after I came on the scene. Look at the videos to see how far away the sheriff department and the police department is. Justice for this young girl. Her family needs justice. I believe that she was murdered. I don't think she took her own life because she was being bullied. I'm going to leave as I came. And the peace and blessings of God be with you. I want y'all to check this Charleston Department of Public Safety, or Charleston, Missouri Police Department Facebook page concerning what happened on Saturday, January the 25th, 2025, in the 300 block of South Locust Street in the Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority. I'm going to show y'all something that's incompetent and Coverup. The 18-year-old female who just had a baby, they said she from Charleston, but everybody else says she from either Cape Girardeau, Missouri, or Cairo, Illinois, over the bridge, right about 15 miles north of Charleston, Missouri. But the young girl was being bullied on Facebook. And the young girl was talking about taking up for herself. But yet, she come to Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, in the Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority projects, which there is no control of them because there's been many of violent ODs off of fentanyl, police raids. You see what I'm saying? Guns being taken and given back to the criminals. But I want y'all to look at this here, because I went on the scene about 28 minutes after these police said that they got the call. You see what it says? News media. This is the police. Robert Hearns, you know, he likes to boast stuff. But see, this here is going to show you something ain't right. They not professional. They untrained. It says on January the 25th, 2025, at about 5 p.m., keep that in mind, at 5 p.m., our agency was notified of a person shot at 307 South Locust Street in Charleston, Missouri, that is. Responding officers found a deceased female in the rear of the residence. In the rear now. The victim was later identified as, I'm hoping I pronounce her name right, I think it's Abria T. Mackins, 18 years old, had a baby, a 1-year-old baby, y'all. And listen what it says. It said, our agency began an investigation into the death. We were assisted in this investigation by the Mississippi County, Missouri County Sheriff Department and the Missouri State Highway Patrol. This investigation was determined that that Abria Mackins was killed by a self-inflicted gunshot wound that was accidental in nature. There is no foul play suspected. Now, in order for you to come to this conclusion, number one, when you look at my video after this here showing that I came on the scene at 5:28, 28 minutes after the police department was dispatched, and I'm going to go out and show you how close the police department is to this address in the projects, and how close the sheriff department is. They no more than about 2, not even 3 minutes away. But if you was dispatched at 5 o'clock, we gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. You made it there at 5 after 5, but you should have made it there sooner than that. If you made it 10 minutes after, and you found a person in the rear residence deceased, crime scene tape should have already been out there. Triple R, Raymond Research and Recovery was called at 5:25. I made it there pulling up, and you'll see me videoing as I pull up to this crime scene at 5:28 p.m. You will see all these multiple police vehicles out there, law enforcement vehicles, some plain and some marked and some unmarked. Sheriff Department and Charleston, Missouri Police Department. I didn't see any Missouri State Highway Patrol out there. They could have been, but I didn't see none. But whoever was out there in control, they incompetent. And you will see why I said incompetent, because they was there 20-something minutes, almost a half an hour before I got there. And when I got on the scene videoing for 7 minutes, they hadn't even started putting up crime scene tape. They hadn't even started doing crowd control, getting people away from there. So if they laid there and didn't have this crime scene secured and it was contaminated, then how in the hell in less than 72 hours, them and two other agencies come to the conclusion that it was self-inflicted, an accidental death. Now, only way I can see that them coming to that particular conclusion is if the police was in the house when it happened, or somebody videotaped it, the whole scene. You see what I'm saying? This girl was people was bullying her on Facebook the day before. You see what I'm saying? What would she come all the way over to the Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority, go into somebody's house with a gun, go all the way back in the residence, and then have a gun by her head, and then they claiming somebody was trying to take the gun from her, and it went off. If they ain't got that particular scenario in a video, I don't believe none of that shit. I know that the Charleston, Missouri Police Department and the Sheriff Department here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County is incompetent when it comes to investigation. All you got to do is look up David Robinson versus Sykes, Missouri Police Department, where they had a detective by the name of John Blakely who set up David Robinson on a murder of a white female. David Robinson got natural life. 18 years later, you will read and listen to what the appellate court said about John Blakely, the detective. He resigned in 2018 when David Robinson was released, because the judge said John Blakely is not to be trusted. Now, if he not to be trusted and got paid informants to lie, who said that they ain't paid individuals that was in this house or around where the girl got shot? Who to say that they didn't tell them, you better say this here? You see what I'm saying? Also, look up Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County Captain Barry Morgan. The Illinois State Police arrested him for committing 2 crimes. A battery on a suspect in official misconduct, shooting out of his window on the highway in Illinois. See, Illinois ain't gonna play that there. They ain't gonna go hand in hand with them. But look up that. But both of these individuals that I'm talking about, Brenton Farrell, the sheriff of Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, hired both of these criminals. And they working for him today. But anyway, what I was gonna say is, you notice they ain't said nothing about the gun. If it was accidental, when you catch some of these blacks in the neighborhood or some of these whites that don't go along with what y'all saying, you find a gun on them, the first thing you'll have in the paper and in your news release is the gun that such and such had was stolen from such and such. The gun was a .40 caliber. The person that got shot, they didn't even say where she got shot at. People said she got shot in the face or in the head. You see what I'm saying? People said she was talking about committing suicide because people was talking about it. She wasn't talking about suicide on her Facebook page. But you notice they didn't talk about the gun. You know why? Notice the car that came up and got in front of me when you see this video at the crime scene. Officer Mark Higgins, called him Pee-wee. He was an officer here in Charleston, Missouri. He is an officer now. He was an officer in Charleston, Missouri, and went down to East Prairie, Missouri, about 10 miles away from Charleston. Ran for chief of police. He became the chief of police for one term. His dispatcher and the other people in East Prairie, Missouri, which is 90% white, they voted him out. The female dispatcher is the chief of police now. They sent Mark Higgins right back down here to the rejected police department, Charleston, Missouri Police Department. Now, you may have one or two on the police department, ain't no rejects. Wes McDermott, I give it to you, man. You do your job. Whether you like a person or not, you do your job. But Mark Higgins, let's focus back on him. The gun supposedly been Mark Higgins supposed to sold the gun. The police now sold the gun to somebody, but ain't got documentation of selling it. Car got stolen last year. Don't know if the gun got stolen out of the car. Don't know if he sold the gun to somebody or gave it to somebody. How did his gun get in the projects and get in the hands of this 18-year-old girl? How? You see what I'm saying? Why they ain't saying nothing about the gun? Why they didn't have the scene covered up or secured? You see, I can go back to another case on Gale Street. The same thing. The shooter brother came right up to the individual that was out in the street shot. But I'm going to leave it to this here. The family of this young girl, if you need my help, all you got to do is go down to the police station and tell them you want you filing a Freedom of Information Act. And if the news media really care, file a Freedom of Information Act and ask for this whole case, this whole report. Let's see who gun it is. Why you ain't saying who gun it is? Is it because it might be that police gun? The federal government need to get involved. I don't give a damn if the Missouri State Highway Patrol and the Charleston, Missouri Police Department and the Charleston, Missouri Sheriff Department, Mississippi County Sheriff Department investigated that. Y'all came to a conclusion less than 3 damn days when you didn't even have the scene covered up, secured. Something ain't right about this here, y'all. I'm going to leave with this here. Watch this video that I'm going to play right after this here. Watch it real careful, y'all. Watch that scene. Watch that time. 5 o'clock. It don't take no 30 minutes to secure no scene. Then you going to see when they put up the tape, they let 3 or 4 other people come up under the tape and go into the house. How many people run out of the house? What really happened to that girl? Did the police see it? Or is the police covering it up? We know they hire criminals. I'm going to leave it like this here. I don't care who don't like what I'm putting up. But that young girl is the same age as my youngest daughter and the same age as my youngest granddaughter. And it could have been them. If it was mine, I'll be looking for answers. Don't be scared of these people. These leaders down here in Charleston, Missouri ain't no different than Donald Trump and his staff. Criminals. Watch this here real good, y'all, and share it. Peace out.
Evening, January the 25th, 2025. It's about 5:28. Somebody just called Raymond Research and Recovery. There's been a shooting over here in what they call the Ville, the Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority, where there's never no protection. I believe one has been shot. We gonna see what we got going on over here. One been shot over here in Sykes in Charleston, Missouri, over here in on Locust, right off of Marshall Street, Charleston, Missouri. Police department, they can't never Well, I ain't gonna say all of them. Can't never really solve nothing. That's Robert Hearns with a brand new vehicle. That's Captain Mooney's vehicle right there. They said one has been shot, possibly in the face. I don't see an ambulance out here unless they're around on the other side. You can see the police down there. Maybe the ambulance is on the other side. I'm gonna go around and see if we got an ambulance on the other side of the projects over here. Let's go down a little bit more. Don't look like we have no ambulance. I'm assuming that these people that got this here thing that they call the stop the gun violence, I'm sure they out here somewhere. I doubt it very seriously, but let's see if I can get a little bit over here. I don't see any ambulance. Hopefully the people, whoever got shot, hopefully they're not deceased. But this is Charleston, Missouri. And you know they have a, what they call the Stop the Gun Violence organization that's getting, the dog catcher might want to know his dogs running around. Okay, they're not really too concerned about those. But let's get back over here. See if we can get another look in between the projects. You know, I'm barred from the Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority, all of their properties, because I'm, I guess, considered by the Housing Authority a threat to the residents here in Charleston, Missouri. No ambulance out here. Like I said, hopefully ambulance that came already and has taken the person to the hospital. Hopefully. We know Robert Hearns, even though he's the chief of police or director of the police here in Charleston, Missouri, in the fire department, we know he can't fight fires, let alone be able to revive anybody. So we hoping that like I said, the ambulance came. Let's see what we got here. Oh, now, look what they doing now. Just when I come, now they putting up crime scene tape. Now, you see this? They just not doing it because they know I'm videoing. Ain't that something? Just not doing it. Why would they just not put this crime scene tape up? You know why? Because they see RRR, Raymond Research and Recovery out here. That's the only reason they put that crime scene tape up. They didn't have it out there. Y'all notice, I came on the scene late. Apparently, if the person is not deceased, the ambulance, I don't see an ambulance out here. The chief of police out here. Now, this is the director of police. Now, If he's the director of police, then crime scene tape should have been out there. You see that white SUV? That's his second in command. I believe that's Captain Mooney truck right there. But that's Robert Hearn's truck. He got a new truck now. That look like that might be let's see who we got here. Oh, this guy got a sheriff. He has a sheriff jacket on there. We got somebody here. Now they block. Look here, they coming out. Now they blocking everything. Look here. Just now, y'all. Just now. Now, what they doing now, it should have been done. You see all these people, you seen all them people on the other side where they had the tape at? If that's the crime scene, now you know who that is? That's Mark Higgins. Look at him. You can tell him by the weight on him and the bald head. Look at it, he got his hand in his pocket. Now he blocking this here right now. When you on a crime scene, it shouldn't be nobody out there. It shouldn't have been nobody out in this thing. You got the sheriff department up under Brenton Farrow. You got here Brenton Farrow, the sheriff of the Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County Sheriff Department. That's Higgins there, a corrupted. You know, this is in a black neighborhood anyway. They don't give a damn. Higgins is a former chief of police out of East Prairie. His dispatcher beat him out. They kicked him out of East Prairie, a majority white town. They didn't want him down there no more because they know of his corruption. Now you see where all of the police is at now? People was all up in there. But they just not putting the crime scene tape up. Now I came out here 8 minutes ago. This happened longer than 8 minutes ago, but they seen me out here. Now they trying to make it look professional. The Charleston, Missouri Police Department, as well as the Sheriff Department, need to be shut down. Higgins, if he's not on, he lives in Bertrand, Missouri. Most of the Charleston, Missouri Police Department officers live in Bertrand or in another city. Y'all see Higgins with the, I can hear his voice. Yeah, that's him. That's Higgins. He don't know how to deal with a crime scene. Look at it. Now he trying to tell people to move. Ain't that something? Just now. Ain't that something? They tell them to move now. Why they tell them to move now? You know why they tell them to move now? They tell them to move now solely because they know Channel 12 ain't gonna report it right, but they know Triple R gonna tell it all. Triple R gonna tell it all. These people don't know how to investigate homicides or shootings. Now, y'all take a look around. Do you see anybody from the Stop the Gun Violence out here? How did I get out here? I've been out here 10 minutes. How did I get out here before y'all see people going across in the area of the I'm assuming it's the alleged crime scene. They decided to block this here 8 minutes after I got here. There go Higgins. Look at him. He got a flashlight. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him, y'all. He should be locked up for what he did in East Prairie, Missouri. Had a guy handcuffed and let one of his buddies assault the guy, physically assault the guy. Now he telling people to clear it out. Ain't that something? Charleston, Missouri, and what they call the Ville and the Charleston, Missouri public housing. Let's see who we got here. Y'all just take notes how the Charleston, Missouri Police Department, along with the Sheriff Department, how they investigate shootings here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, in the black community. They got nice vehicles now. But what sense of having nice vehicles when you don't know how to handle a crime scene? Can somebody call the organization that's just started getting this grant money called Stop the Gun Violence? They said contact them, Fresh Start Self-Improvement Center by Facebook. Somebody contact them. Y'all know who operates it, who runs it. I'm gonna leave y'all. I pray for whoever got shot. I pray that if they're not deceased, I pray that they be recovered. If they're deceased, I pray for their families. I pray that the people in our communities wake up and try to find another means. I see a police car coming from all the way down there. Y'all can see, looking like it might be coming from the Sheriff Department. It might even be, I'm hoping it's not, it might even be the corner. Oh, no, that's a police with some type of light on his thing there. We got the Mississippi County Sheriff Department, and we got the Charleston, Missouri Police Department. Where is the Housing Authority? The Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority, now they barred me from there. I'm the only activist in this town. They barred me from there, saying the residents and the employees are afraid of me. I'm a threat to them. That's what they say. I'm gonna leave it at this here, y'all. I'm finna head on back. Some of y'all try to call and see if you can get the, I guess they would be called violent interrupters. See if y'all can get them out here on the scene. Let's pray for Charleston, Missouri, y'all. Now I'm finna show y'all how far away the police department and the sheriff department is from this, what is young girl was found shot and killed. You see what this is? This is Locust and Marshall. But this is the area right here. All right, now this is the area right here where the young girl was found shot. Now you look how long, look how close the sheriff's department and the police department is right down here. You remember they called at 5. They got the call at 5 o'clock. According to Robert Hearns, chief of police. Okay, this is Commercial and Locust right here. Right down the street is the Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County Sheriff Department. Where the two criminals. Google them up. Barry Morgan, Captain Barry Morgan, and Sergeant John Blakely. This is the Sheriff Department. Now you see how close? You see how close this is? This is the detention center. This is the Sheriff Department. You see how close it is? Got New Madrid Sheriff Department. Hopefully they are coming to get Higgins. But now we're gonna go down a little bit farther. Right across, right around there, you're gonna see the Charleston, Missouri Police Department. I'm showing y'all this here to show how quick that they could have got there. Just showing you how quick they could have responded to that area. This is the Mississippi County Courthouse. This is the Charleston, Missouri Police Department right here. You see this? This is your police department. You got 3-4 cars up in there. City Hall Police Department. And y'all see how close that is? You see how close this is? Police department. All these police cars, fire department, everything is on the southeast side, nothing on the black side, west side, but liquor stores and smoke shops and shit like that there. Y'all remember seeing that vehicle out there, didn't you? A vehicle like that out there. Charleston, Missouri Police Department. That's how close it is.
Now that y'all seen them videos, y'all tell me whether or not you trust the fact of the Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County Sheriff Department and the Charleston, Missouri Police Department doing a legitimate investigation, or is it a cover-up? I believe it's a homicide. You see what I'm saying? Staged to be a self-inflicted accidental death. Why ain't they mentioning the gun, the caliber of the gun? Where did the gun come from? I guess they sending somebody over here in the area, the city. You know, it either be the city police or the city public works. I'm assuming he may tell me that I can't be on the baseball field. We're gonna see if that's what he's doing, or is he just trying to check out and see what's going on. We'll see in a minute. No matter where Raymond Lewis Ivy go into town, Tupac would say, all eyes on you. But I'm gonna leave y'all, and I just want y'all to know, let's pray for that family of this young girl. And I want to say this here. I don't believe that young girl accidentally shot herself. What would a person being bullied come over to the projects with a gun? Where'd she get the gun from? And is it Pee Wee's gun? His car got stolen last year. And then at the same time, he said he sold the gun. How did it get in the projects? We gonna find out. Triple R will. Raymond Research and Recovery. Mississippi County Sheriff. No, that's the Charleston Police Department.
I'm hoping, let's see what's going on. Which way are they going here? Going over the bridge. So it must be something happening on the I-57 northbound. They didn't go over the viaduct, which is boomland. Let me ride my bike down and check it out. It's my type of work, y'all. Saving lives.